Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I make lifestyle videos here on YouTube. So for today's video, I wanted to do kind of a Q&A. These are usually my favorite because I really like to see what you all are wanting to know or wanting to see, like what kind of videos you all like. So this one is always really fun for me. For today, I wanted to kind of just answer the questions that you all sent into me on Instagram, and if you don't follow me over there, be sure to do so. In no particular order, I'm just going to go through the questions that were sent in. Most of them I would say pertain to infertility and TTC, which I kind of figured would. So this might even be kind of like a little update, or if you're just jumping into my channel, this might be something that kind of just updates you, helps you get to know me better, or whatever. Do you have an infertile diagnosis? Why do you think you can't conceive? So that is a good couple of questions, but it's also really hard. So do we have an infertile diagnosis? So technically speaking, you are infertile once you reach that 1 year mark. Now, do they code it or write it down as a diagnosis? I'm not sure. But from all the appointments that I've ever had, they say once you hit that 1 year mark, that's when you're considered to be in infertility. So technically, I don't know if that's like in my records, but I mean, I would assume. Okay, and why do you think you can't conceive? I literally have no idea. I think there's just still a lot of questions in our journey. My husband did do the semen analysis. The first one came back low motility, low counts, but then the next one came back fine. So I think having the third one of those would really be good to kind of see, but from his perspective, that's still kind of like, I don't know. From my perspective, I've had blood work done, I've had an HSG test done, everything looks good from that end. So I have regular periods, everything is seemingly regular for us. So I really just don't know. I don't know if it's just, I don't know, like we just really don't know. What is your favorite TV show right now? And right now, I don't really watch a lot of TV shows, but right now I have been watching Madam Secretary on Netflix, and I really love it because I really loved Scandal. That's probably my favorite show, one of my favorite shows. And so Madam Secretary is kind of similar to that, and so I really love that. I'm binge watching that right now. As a fellow infertility warrior, I would love to hear your thoughts on adoption. Okay, so I know adoption is a huge topic. It's something that a lot of people kind of question when you're going through infertility. They're always like, you know, why don't you just adopt? Why don't you just do this? Like, have you ever thought about it? And you know, I understand where those questions are coming from. I think I was more sensitive to it in the beginning, but now I kind of just understand why people would ask that. However, I think it is hard for people to get those questions while they're going through infertility, or maybe even if they're getting testing done for infertility. I think that's hard for some people who are going through it to get that question, because it's like, well, why don't you adopt? You know, even though you had a baby, why don't you adopt? It's the same thing as you wanting a child and wanting to get pregnant as it is that I would want to get pregnant. I'm not saying that this is an issue that I have. It's really not something an issue I have right now, but I have seen a lot of conversation and talk about how that can be really aggravating for people going through it, and I totally understand it. My opinion on adoption, being completely transparent and honest, is adoption has always been something that I have been interested, or that I have wanted to do. It's something that it kind of scares me because there's a lot of factors and a lot of emotions and a lot of things that go into it. It's not something that's easy on any spectrum or any type of way that you go about it. I feel like it's just not an easy thing emotionally. It's not an easy thing financially. Nothing about it is easy. And so to me, it is something that I have always kind of thought in my head as something that I wanted to do, regardless of whether or not I could get pregnant or not. But I mean, that is a decision that has to be made as a couple with you and your husband, and it's definitely not something that Tyler is against, but I think you have to be on the same page of when, and you have to have that feeling of like knowing that is the right step. And so even though it's something that I would be interested in, it's not something that we are currently pursuing, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely open to adoption, whether or not I'm infertile or fertile. What do you do for work? So I do marketing and communications in the healthcare field. So I don't know, I mean, I think people understand what that is, but if you don't, I mean, it's anything from advertising, PR campaigns, marketing campaigns, direct, targeted campaigns to traditional campaigns, and just all of that is in the healthcare field, and that's what I do. What did you study in college, and what was your college experience like? I really like these questions. There's some good questions. So what was now I forget what the question was. Okay. Okay, so in college, I studied communications, particularly public relations. I also had a cognate, which is kind of like a minor in management and event planning. And my college experience was, I don't know how to really explain it. I really enjoyed college. It wasn't anything like crazy or like, I was pretty low-key, did my work. Tyler and I were long distance in a relationship, so most of the weekends he would kind of come up or I would come home, and my college wasn't really that far from where I live, and so on the weekends a lot of times I'd come home, or if I didn't come home, I roomed with my sister and my best friend from high school, so there were a lot of people that I already knew in college from my hometown, so that was really awesome. I did meet new people still, like in my major and stuff. That was fun. I really enjoyed my major, and it took me about a year in, I would say probably my sophomore year. I actually graduated in 3 years, so it's kind of hard to like divvy out like what year was what year, but it definitely took me 1 year to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. I was gonna go in one direction and do like science major, and then I ended up changing and really figuring out what I was good at. And once I found the major that I was interested in, it was definitely something that clicked. It was something I was good at, and I really enjoyed it. And so I just think that my whole college experience was wonderful. It was something that I so needed. So I come from a really small town. Going to a large university was awesome for perspective, and it was multicultural, and I just feel like if I had not had that experience, a lot of my viewpoints and perspectives would just be so different. So I think it was definitely an awesome experience and something that I'm really proud of and I believe in, and it's just, yeah, I really enjoyed college. What is your denomination/religious background? So I am a Christian, and in particular I am Catholic, and I have been my whole life. Someone who might be my sister asked, who's your favorite sibling? And I'm not gonna answer that because don't have one. Someone asked a TTC update. So I don't really have much of an update since my last video about TTC. I have not started medications. I think the next step in our TTC journey is starting some sort of medication. I do have to just talk to my doctor about that when I feel ready, when I'm ready to take that next step. I feel like it's something I want to start soon, and so just whenever, I really wanted to wait till like everything with my new job kind of panned out so that I wasn't as stressed out, because that to me is just a stressful time. And I had a lot of signs, like my body was like, you know, I've been having like my jaw lock and stuff like that, and that's definitely a sign of stress, and I really think that's what it was. And so just letting all that chill out, getting back to normal, and then maybe exploring that, because I want to be my best, healthiest self if that is something that I move forward with. And then someone else also asked, how is your journey to baby going? And I mean, it's just the same. I mean, I don't think I have much of an update. I kind of touched on a lot of this, and it's just going, you know what I mean? Like, nothing new, no signs of pregnancy. Just, I don't know. It's crazy that it's almost been 3 years, coming up soon. It's something that I continue to pray for every day, every time I'm at church, all the time. It's what I pray for, it's what I hope for, but at the same time, I've really just been trying to stay positive and really just focus on other things in my life, other ways that I can impact people and support those who are going through it, while also understanding where I want to be in my journey with TTC and infertility. But like I said, I haven't taken the next step yet. I feel like I'm starting to be less stressed and starting to get a hang of my new job. And I just think that I don't want to go into the next step, which is probably medications, if I'm not, like if I'm stressed, because I feel like that'll just counteract it and nothing will work and all that kind of stuff. So working on being a better me and working on hopefully starting that next step, that next journey. So I will say, this is kind of an update, I don't know, but I will say that with this new job, I had the opportunity to have a health savings account. And a part of that, I've had the opportunity before, but it was completely contributed by me. So, oh gosh, I just bit my lip. So one of the benefits of where I am currently employed at now, they do have a health savings account. The employer contributes a portion of money, I think twice a year. And so it's definitely something that I am excited about. I think it's a great opportunity. I'm pretty sure it's something that I can use if I have like doctor's appointments or if I need any testing or anything like that for fertility. So I'm excited about that because the insurance doesn't cover like any infertility treatments or anything like that, but I would say that the health savings account probably covers it. And so I'm excited about that because it's like free money for me to be able to do that. I'm contributing as well, but the employer is also contributing, and it was really just something that would be hard to pass up on. So I'm excited about that. I feel like that helps us financially to maybe be able to take some more steps in the next 6 months or so. So that's kind of a little bit of an update. But that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for submitting questions. This is one of my favorite videos to do. I feel connected with you all. I feel like I'm answering questions that probably a lot of other people have that are watching my videos. But if you didn't submit a question and you don't follow me on Instagram, submit your questions in the comments below, and I will be down there in the comments section trying to answer them as best as I can. So if you have other questions, leave them down below and I will answer them. All right, so that is it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys.